And due to some technical difficulties with Google, Elisa and I have decided that for the time being we're going to film our videos separately, because last week, as many of you know, the video came out really grainy and the quality just wasn't what we want it to be. And this week Google decided that while I was talking, Elisa's face should be just sitting there smiling at you, and while Elisa was demoing, that you would rather look at my smiling face. So it mixed it all up. So anyway, I'm going to show you a really quick way to use this jewelry bezel. This is an earring bezel from our new bezel kit. And first of all, we wanted to extend this out and show you that with all these loops around the edges, it's just begging for something to be dangled. So to do that, all you need is beads, which these are colored blue pearls, and a head pin, and your jewelry tools. And then I'm going to make a really cool bezel to go right there, and for that I'm using Primo Sculpey Accents in blue pearl, just a little piece. And I've got a pattern stamp and some Pearl-Ex. This is super bronze in case you wanted to know the color. But first I'm just going to show you how to make the dangle. So you're just going to thread your bead onto your head pin, and for pearls usually you need a pretty thin head pin. I believe the ones I'm working with are 0.28 of a millimeter, in case you need to know the size. They are pretty thin, delicate head pins, and they fit through pearls very nicely. So I'm just going to make a little kink down here and wrap this around. And before I close the loop, I'm going to put it through the loop on the earring. And I do this so that I can put this together without the use of any jump rings, because jump rings weaken a design. It is a point where something can fall apart, so as much as possible we create without jump rings and we just link things together. So I'm just going to fit the needle nose end back into that loop, hold on to it, and come back and give it a couple wraps, and then cut it off with my nippers. Make sure that you shoot the wire across the room so that you find it a year later. That's what I do. And now you can do as many or as few of these dangles as you like. I usually like to do odd numbers, so I won't leave it at 4. I'll put one more and go for 5. Which you choose. It's your earring. So now let's do this bezel. Next week, Elisa is going to show you how to make matching bezels exactly the same size, so stay tuned for that. But I'm just going to show you, I took a pinch, literally just a pinch of clay off the end of my brick here, and just make sure it's conditioned, so smush it around a few times. And then we're just going to press it in here. These bezels have ridges in them, which help the clay to really adhere in there. So you just want to get it in there, round it out. Use your finger to round it. If you're not thrilled with how it goes over the edges or something, grab yourself a tool. This is Christy Friesen's Can't Live Without It tool. And it really is an awesome tool. It has this flat end here, and then the other end is a rounded, rolly thing, right? And it's great. It's good for so many things. So here I'm just pressing the bezel up a little so that you can still see that nice edge on it. And then I'm going to do something really simple that comes out really cool. So I'm just going to sort of eyeball a spot on this stamp that I want to use, and then I'm going to quickly just press it on the bezel to give a little pattern to the top of it. And then take my Pearl X and with my finger just swipe it along that design. See that? Just swipe it a little bit along the top of the design so that it's emphasized. And that's it. And the way I keep my Pearl X, I keep them in a fishing tackle box, and I keep them on their side so that when I open them up, I just give it a little tap to make sure nothing's really sticking to the top. But there will be a coating of the powder on the top of the jar, which makes it really easy to do my favorite technique, which is to swipe it with my finger and put it on the clay. So there's a tip for you. And then just bake it, and you have a beautiful patterned earring with dangles. And you can do the beads before or after. Pearls can take the oven. Plastic beads, usually you've got to test those first, but this I know that I've done the pearls first and I can go ahead and drop the whole thing in the oven. So have fun with it, and you can get the bezel kit at polymerclaytv.com. And don't forget that we have these awesome shape cutters coming up next month. So they are still in my little container here because I haven't even taken them out yet, but Elisa has played with them and they are so fun. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to Polymer Clay TV so you never miss a thing, and we'll see you next week.